Hello, today at DigiWiz we are going to create the dog walking robot. So I want you to arrange all your parts, have them nicely laid out before we start. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach the motor onto the small main gear. You must apply a bit of pressure, and once that's done we're going to look at a control box. So we have to attach the wires onto the motor, but first we must look have we enough wire. So you must peel back some wire there using the nail clippers or a knife. Just slightly trim the plastic off and then peel off with the nails, your nails. It's very delicate, so take your time, be precise. Once both have been trimmed off to your liking, we can attach the wires onto the brackets of the motor. So there's two holes in the motor on the copper plate. So we must take our time, get one wire through the hole. Once you get it through the hole, just wrap the wire around the bracket and tie it and secure it as best you can. And then you must do the same with the other wire. So attach it through the other hole of the bracket, secure it and wrap it round. As I said, take your time. It can be tricky. So next we're going to apply the face of the dog. So we have the blue base, a bracket, 2 screws and 2 eyes. So I want you to take off the sticker from the eyes at the back and place it on top of the blue base, covering the hole. Leave enough room for the next eye, so take the tape off there, the sticker, and apply it to the base. Once this is done, we're going to attach our bracket onto the blue base at the back. So 2 screws, 6 holes up and 6 holes down. So you can just apply there, just underneath the line. So have it nice and secure. Again, take your time. Now next we must attach the legs. So you have 2 green bars and 2 shaft bars. So they're 40mm shaft bars. So you're going to grab 2 of them. You're going to go 6 holes up and apply pressure to put the bar into the 6th hole, and then go 8 holes the opposite way and apply pressure to put the 40mm shaft bar into that. You're going to repeat this process and do the exact same thing with the other green legs and the other 2 shaft bars. So 6 holes up and 8 holes the opposite way. Apply a bit of pressure to get the bars through. So now we have a lot of moving parts here this time. So we have one big orange gear. We have the 65mm shaft bar. We have 2 head shafts, 2 T-sleeves, 2 shaft sleeves, 2 rockers and 2 brackets. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the 65mm shaft bar onto the orange gear. So face the gear inwards. Once you have the gear on, push it through a small bit. Then we're going to apply the rocker onto that. So it's the small end of it. So you will need to apply a bit of pressure here. Once you have the rocker on, you're going to apply the head shaft, and that will allow you then to attach the T-sleeve and the shaft sleeve. There will be a small bit of bar left at the end, and that's okay. So next we're going to apply the brackets. So one bracket will go in first, and you use the upper hole. So make sure that bracket is facing the inside, which will line up with the next bracket, so both brackets are facing each other. Once that bracket is on, you will attach your shaft sleeve, which will act as a stopper. You'll push it a third of the way through, or slightly less, and then you will attach your rocker. So your rocker again will need more pressure, so apply more pressure onto that. Once you have your rocker on, you are now going to apply the head shaft bar. That will easily go through. Then you will apply your T-sleeve and then your shaft sleeve. So again, there will be a small bit of bar left, and that's okay. So we must create two of these, so that's one. So the next one, we must grab all the same parts. We'll attach the 65mm bar onto the the orange gear. Once the orange gear is on, we're going to apply that to the rocker, again applying a bit of pressure. Then you will add your head shaft bar with your T-sleeve and your shaft sleeve. Once this is done, then you will apply your brackets using the upper hole, and the brackets will be facing each other. Once the brackets are on, then you will apply your shaft sleeve, which will act as a stopper, and then you must apply the white rocker, again applying pressure. Once the white rocker is on, then you will add your head shaft bar with the T-sleeve and then the shaft sleeve. So that'll be two of them done. Now the next thing we must do is create the next middle bar. So we must grab the main gear, the 50mm bar, two brackets and the white gear. So you will press the 50mm bar onto the main gear. So again, apply good pressure. It is a tight hole, so push it nice and strong till you feel happy that it's all the way through. Next you will grab your brackets. The brackets will be facing each other, but this time you're going to use the lower hole. So push the shaft bar through the lower hole. Once this is done, apply the next bracket, facing each other, lower hole, and then you will attach the white gear, the big white gear. Again, applying pressure. So then we're going to apply, so now we're going to apply all these 3 bars that we've just completed onto a new blue board. So you have to line these up with 6 screws onto the brackets. So screw them onto the brackets, screw them onto the main blue board. So 2 holes up, then put on the bracket, then go 1 hole up for the middle bar, and then for the last bar go 1 hole up again, leaving two air holes at the end. Now the most important thing here is that the main gear is touching the 2 orange gears, so that the teeth are connected and that they can rotate. So align them properly there. Now for the orange gear, just make sure there's a 1mm gap. Between the bracket and the orange gear. But you want this to be touching the main gear. So once this is done, we will apply 50mm shaft bars at each corner. So 1 at each corner, just slightly through the blue base. Once it's secure, then you will add the T-bars on top of those shaft bars. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add the motor fixture onto the motor. So we're going to use this motor fixture to attach the motor onto the base. So go 4 holes up and 4 holes down, attach 4 screws. Now it's important that you face the motor the right way. So the gear will be touching the single white gear and the wires will be up top. So the copper bracket wires will be at the top. So take your time screwing these in, but make sure the teeth of the gears are touching each other. So now you can see the body's taking shape, the motor's on, and the gears are fixed and the teeth are next to each other, so they can rotate. So now you're going to add the face onto the body. So you will screw in the bracket into the middle of the board, just at the front. So you can slightly bend your bracket if you want to turn the face. But again, 2 screws at the center, and that'll allow you to put the face on the dog. So now we're going to apply the hairy root. So this hairy root can actually go through the holes on the base. So this will act as your tail for the dog. So you can design this any way you want, but I'm also going to use this hairy root here to keep my wires together. So I'll push it through the small holes, make sure the wires are in between it. And you can also use the binding ribbon to keep the wires fixed with the dog body. So again, design the tail whatever way you want. So now we're going to attach the green legs onto the T's. So the 4 T's, attach the 4 of them. So the six holes from the top will be the front, and then leave 8 at the back for the back of the body. That's how you line these up. So 6 holes, the shortest green part at the front, and 8 at the back. Now there's your body. Just make sure all the gears are lined up with all the teeth connected. Your tail is secure. Use a bit of binding ribbon to tighten up any wires you need to clean them up. The last thing is apply the batteries onto your control box. Plus the plus, minus the minus. The green button will allow your dog to walk forward. Excellent. And the red button will allow your dog to go backwards. Well done for creating the dog walking robot. If your dog is walking the opposite way, you can swap the wires on the top of the motor. Well done again.